Just when I thought I'd seen it all, then there's more. And there's more coming. As time goes on, the embarrassment and just the total folly of this whole mess. When this story about Paul O'Keefe broke, the first thing that I thought about is his poor children. I feel for the wife because it's not only shaming and embarrassing and extremely hurtful when you find out and it's contained in your little family, but I noticed yesterday this whole thing was trending on X. Paul O'Keefe is now famous, and he has his 15 minutes. Well, time to make the donuts. Hello there, my friends. I'm Lady Zelda, and I am seeing crime today, and this is just a terrible crime to the children of Paul O'Keefe and to his wife. But you know what? We've made a lot of light out of it, and sometimes you just gotta take a little razzing because when you know you've done something dumb. And the fact that he even states that he's only staying with his wife because he wants her to testify against Karen, this goes so much deeper, my friends. When someone is this ill, yes, in my opinion, he is mentally ill. That's my opinion, and maybe my opinion only, because he is so dissatisfied and so, as they say in the South, ate up with horrific feelings of hate, mainly hate, for Karen Reed. You can't help but know, not think, these things will backfire on you. Nothing is sacred. What made him feel that he could do any of this and be, yes, see, even my cat Bilbo, that's Bilbo today. You haven't met him. Even Bilbo knows that when you do something, you put a footprint out there. You put your signature out there. You signed, seal, and deliver any message that you send. And he, of all people, should be very knowledgeable about that. I mean, after all, he has sat in court and listened to the text between Higgy and Karen and Proctor and his group and all these other people. Heard them read in open court. So I'm telling you, and see, the energy is pretty high here. This is Bilbo who sees the orbs in the hall. He is okay. It's the wee hours of the morning, pardon me, Friday morning, February 22nd of 2025, and he's sitting, it's early, I mean, as in early, I'm having my coffee, and he is watching the orbs float away in the hall. Okay, why be normal when you can be paranormal, right? Back to Paul. We're going to look for a few things today. The one thing that I do want to look for is the Fool card of the tarot. We have a tarot deck here. It's the Mythic Tarot. We have a couple of decks. Maybe you haven't seen these in a while. You may not have seen this one at all. This is the Malefic. Yes. The not so good Lenormand. How's that? There is the Kipper, our friend. We have our friend, the Fire Element Cartomancy, and this is a new Cartomancy. Well, new to you. It's been old, and I don't use it because it is dark. You see how dark that is? But we're going to use it because, in my opinion, Paul has a black heart. There you go. And that's why I chose that deck today. Before we get started, please do me a favor. Like and subscribe. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I feel I have the best community on this platform and beyond. We welcome you, and thank you so much for being here, to all of you, and for your support. And let's get ready for this reading. Now, tell me what you see And the cloth, my darlings. And if you say donuts, I'm just going to split a gasket. This donut thing, I'll tell you what, God bless Turtle Boy, right? Many people may not agree with his antics or whatever, but you know what? Bless this man. He's a champion. He brought this whole entire Karen Reed case to the light. And now look what else. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, my darlings, here we are. We're going to clear this energy because there's a lot of energy here today. All right, we're going to start off with our friend, the Kipper deck, Spirits, Guides, Angels. We ask for your guidance and direction. We want to know, will this mess with Paul O'Keefe affect Karen Reed's case? Legally? I don't know. But what's going to happen with this? I mean, I'm curious. We want the tea. I know you guys do too. What is happening? And I know. But you see, every time we have a little bit of breaking news, I don't want to just jump. I need to just let things settle in a little bit. And then we jump, right? Hello. The courthouse comes up because he made a remark to this person he was talking to on the other end of the messenger that he felt he was drunk the day that he testified in court. How lovely of him. The court comes up. It may affect things. I mean, it may affect him as a witness. Definitely, we know that now when they get Paul on the stand, they will hammer this home. So will it affect it? I think it might. And especially when he says he doesn't want to divorce his wife because he wants her to testify against Karen. That doesn't look so good. Probably why Aaron, his wife, was not in court on the 18th. This has brought shame to his family. Yeah, he should be old enough to know better, but I guess he was too young to resist. He should have never done that. An official person. Well, I think that there's going to be some official news coming his way. This is a thief, and I'm going to tell you what, he took away in a moment's flash notice the love of his children, his family, his wife, sudden wealth of information coming out. There's more to come. It doesn't stop here. It just doesn't stop here, my darlings. Okay, so remember we're looking for the Fool card. We're looking for and there's a method behind my madness, so to speak. Doesn't have to be limited to this tarot. First card off the top, the King of Cups. Well, that's Mr. Reed. I'm sorry, that was in reverse. I don't read reverse. I must have my deck turned. Let me see. The Ace of Wands. I must have, yes. That's Bev. The Ace of Swords. The Knight of Wands. And the Five of Swords. I want you to know this, my darlings. He has brought such shame beyond. This is going to affect him. I didn't think that it would. I sit corrected. This will affect his this is the brother. And to be using his brother's demise, unaliving by a group of his friends, in my opinion, to be the man about town and start sending skin flicks. He has lost a lot of respect. He didn't have much to begin with, but now it's pretty much, I think it's below zero. The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, well, we can also say this ties in with the Fool card, and I'll tell you that in just a minute. But the Four of Wands is the card, if you see 1111 a lot, that's an angel number, and as of today, you may be seeing that quite a bit. The wands are fiery. And look at this. I think at some point he felt empowered. But can I show you this? Can I show you? Can I show you? Of course I can. Look at these two fellows. Look at these two fellows. This King of Cups is represented here. He is looking in on this guy. Now, what would Mr. Reed be looking in on Paul O'Keefe? Well, because you know what? Mr. Reed brings a lot of stability to the table. He is a man's man. He is a man in which others can look up to, extremely accomplished, and the epitome of a family man who protects his home and his family. We see that every day. But this represents Paul, this fire in his belly, the fire in his loins, pardon me, but the fire within him to upset his home enough. My question to him today, is she worth it? You've not even met her. Is she worth it? What is with this society and meeting these people online you don't even know? She could be wanted. I mean, by a 3-letter agency. Wait, is it even her? Maybe he's been catfished. We don't know. But the Ace of Wands, here's the funny part, okay? Look at this. So we have the two kings here, and we have this king standing by the wand. Isn't that amazing? We have royalty. Now that means the amazing part is that there's a lot of authority that are going to be looking in on this. Do you see how this card is facing this Four of Wands card? Do you see this? This is what, and look at the fiery wands. That is also a timing card, and that is a timing card for winter. He's accomplished. This guy is reigning and ruling. And believe me, he's on top of this sudden wealth. We're going to hear more. Just like, hello. Get your popcorn early. Buy it in bulk, because this is going to be something else. And my darlings, I may have another video coming out shortly after this one today, so stay tuned. We got a lot of ground to cover. Ace of Swords. Doing the shaky shake shake on the bench. This is the epitome of her ruling. We're gonna take this part up probably in part 2. But she has seen this already, and I know she is rolling her eyes because oh gosh, this guy. Knight of Wands. Look at him. Fiery element. Jumping in. The royals, how this works in the tarot, the royals, and I say the emperor, the empress, the kings, the queens, send a message. They send a message, and those come through the pages of the tarot. The pages then pass the message on to the Knights of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, or the Knights of all of the suits, the Knights will carry out the action that the royals declared that they wanted and pass through the page. So the pages are the messenger, the Knights are the action dudes. This guy is basically saying, okay, I'm ready to jump into action now. He's riding a little Pegasus. Wouldn't that be fun? And look at him. He's ready for battle. He's ready to get started. So this tells me that there's more fiery elements to be coming down the pike. Oh, you think this is just one? This has opened the gate. Now, this Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is basically this angel protector saying, look, the gig is up. you need to just back up. You need to lay down your sword, because it is not your side, Paul, that is winning. As tough as this may seem, and yes, everybody is so emotional, and yes, everything, and blah blah, and this person has just been, looks like, just fallen to the ground, because there is a ruling class here that basically says, no, 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 no. Only the truth will prevail. Only the truth will prevail. We'll get back to this Four of Wands in a minute, and I'm going to set him to the side right here, because there is something that I have mentioned before in a couple of my past videos, and it is coming into fruition, and I want to point it out because I'm just that type of gal. So here we are. This stork. As much turmoil and opened cans of worms right now that there are, this sets the precedence of a new beginning, because now there's more to come out. There's more crappy crap to come out, and the perpetual will start hitting the fan very soon. The cross. Isn't that amazing? I'm going to put the cross over here on the Four of Wands. There's a reason. A letter. Well, that's more information. That's more messages. And when we talked yesterday in a video, and we've been talking, we keep seeing more messages coming. Messages. And you saw that Cartomancy reading that I did, and the one card that I pulled out from the Piotnik deck, I have it here, this deck right here. Message. Well, what was that we saw from Paul to this chick? A message. A man. Look at him. Just doesn't look so forthright, does he? That's Paul. Kind of scary looking little dude. A book. The book means there's more to be discovered, and there's more in discovery coming. Hence, a second video. I don't want to say part 2, but it's going to be a second video. It's got to be. And the scythe. What do you do with the scythe? Well, you cut your crops, you cut wheat especially, but you can also cut out weeds, because the scythe is very sharp. And just like a sword, it cuts both ways. You swing a scythe, and it can cut in both directions. My grandpa and dad used to use these on the farm, and believe me, this is a scary implement. This is a scary tool. It can do a lot of damage, and that's what this guy has done right here with his family. It does damage. However, it clears the field. And believe me, he's clearing the pathway. He's clearing the way for more to come. Here's the garden. A place in which he should be resting. A place in which it should be a time to relax and keep still. Keep his mouth, his pie hole closed. But no. Here we are with the fiery element. Don't worry, we're going to get to these. It's very interesting, so you want to stay and pick that up. The Six of Hearts. Seven of Hearts. The one thing about Paul, that's Mr. Reed. The one thing about Paul, and that's Karen. Karen is a Pisces, represented by the Queen of Hearts, who is the water sign queen. Oh, you guys, you're going to love this. The one thing that I want to say about Karen, She's very stoic. She says what she says she do. She does what she says, and then that's it. No big rhetoric, no big speeches, no nothing. It's cut and dried stoic. The virtuous stoic woman. She knows that this particular, some people, not all, I'm not going to judge, in my opinion, are questionable and suspect. This card, this Six of Hearts, a complete suspicious card to the point where sacrifices have been made, and they made a sacrifice out of Karen because they wanted someone to pay. Well, let's take a look at Karen. They knew she had money or had access to money. So what better person to spin this fairy tale and to sue for money? Isn't it funny how they jumped the gun to file a civil suit before anything? I mean, come on, Paul. Greed much, in my opinion? It's kind of funny, and I giggled a little bit because this is a card, because Mr. Reed and Karen came out in the reading. This is a card of satisfaction. This is a card of fulfillment. Paul O'Keefe got knocked down off his high horse. He got knocked down a few pegs. And as my dad would say, sometimes the biggest, toughest trees in the forest fall the hardest. There's going to be a period of isolation now for little Paul. I'm not even so sure he's going to show up in the court on next Tuesday. If he does, all eyes will be on him, because believe me, all the news outlets have seen this. They're just not brave enough to report on it. Because, you know, fiction sells. This is the reason I giggled, because this is a card that basically says that Karen earned this. She earned the satisfaction of seeing this through. Look how he acted toward her in the last trial, in the first trial. Look how what he said to her going out, and it was his wife that had to say, "Stop it, come on." When he, I don't know, gave a veiled threat, said, "We're not done with you yet," or whatever. Big man who now says he wished she didn't have kids. It was worse than that, but I'm not going to say it. I think it's degrading and horrible. And his butt needs to be packed and out, going to One Meadows with the rest of them. It wouldn't surprise me if Paul O'Keefe had been working closely with Proctor. I'm sure he has, to some extent, in my opinion, to beef up some of this. That might come out. Now you're going to love these. This is kind of a royal. You see the griffins here and the... Oh, yeah, it's so pretty. I love this deck. There are 3 companion decks. This is by Elephant Playing Card Company. I wanted to show you the box just in case you liked it. There's a little royal seal on there, but I've had these for a while, but I don't use these that much because I use a dark background. But let's see what they have to say, since they'll be illuminated here. The 10 of Clubs. The Jack of Spades. That is Paul. The 8 of Spades. And the 5 of Spades. Spades in the Cartomancy are not that nice. And look at this. We have confirmation here about little Uncle Paul, don't we? 2 8 of Spades. The isolation, the loneliness that he is about to embark on, and this this new pathway that he's brought shame to the family. If I were his parents, this man is old enough to know better, right? But he couldn't resist. And somebody said on this X thing, well, maybe he was set up. Okay, even more so, he should have said, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm a married man. I'm married. It doesn't mean that he has to spout out, oh, I'm unhappily married. So you know what this means? He is a user. He is a user. He's a serial cheater, in my opinion, because you do it once, you're going to do it again. Doesn't matter. And I think if you go back a little bit, you're going to find this out. 10 of clubs. Wanting a lump sum of money. That's him. Now, let's get to this part. And I was looking for the Fool, but I think this makes a little bit more sense. The Four of Wands represents your home. And even though, this is a mythical tarot deck based on mythology, and we've got a ship with fiery sails there, and there's been a lot of fiery information that's come out, the real meaning behind this for me is the 1111 angel numbers, the Four of Wands. And in the traditional card, you see 2 wands on this side and 2 wands on that side. Family there celebrating a victory laurel. But here, they're claiming a victory in a different way. And this was Paul when he set out. It made him feel like a man. It boosted his ego. Now, we all need a little boost every now and then, but not this way. Not at the risk of your family. Now, this cross. In my opinion, there is a divine guidance. There is a divine inspiration over this case. And when that happens, you're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and even the uglier come out. Remember, we were in this time of Pluto going into the sign of Aquarius, where things will be brought to the light. Things that are hidden will be revealed. Now, why do I like this? It's because of what we talked about before. Proverbs 11:29. He who brings shame, he who brings troubles to his own heart will inherit the wind. And the fool, this fool, will be a servant to the wise of heart. It's inevitable, my darling. It's basic law of attraction, if you want to say that, but it's definitely the written word. And that's why when you are a believer, you don't do stupid things. This was just plain downright stupid. Will it affect Karen's case? Well, in a positive way, yes. And this judge, Beverly, in my opinion, has her own issues, her own problems that she's going to be now facing. This man owes not only his wife and children a deep apology, but he owes many, many others. So watch for more to come, my darlings. This is not going to fare well. Do I feel that Aaron will divorce him? I don't know if she can do it quietly or not, but there's definitely problems in paradise. And the thing that he's done is this has gone so public. Well, if she doesn't, she just may be the fool, in my opinion, but I think they're headed that way. And you know, an enemy's enemy may be an enemy's friend. Because of this, we don't know what Erin O'Keefe knows. I think that's her name. That's her wife. If it's not, forgive me. But Paul's wife liked Karen. So imagine what may happen now, because she doesn't have any allegiance to Paul, maybe not even his family. Wouldn't it be amazing if she knew information? Wouldn't it be amazing if she knew information about what the family did, about what was said, about what was coming about? Because, you know, he says that the reason he didn't divorce her, he told this mistress, this paramour, is because he wanted her to testify against Karen. Well, maybe we need to spin this. Maybe he doesn't want her to testify against him. Because when you're married, I don't know how Massachusetts is, but in many states you can't testify against your husband, because remember, when you're married, you are as one in the eyes of the law and in heaven. So what if now she files for divorce? Can't she testify against Paul? Ooh. Oh. And the gifts just keep on coming. He stole her life and his children's life. Payback just may be a mommy. So anyway, my darlings, thank you so much. Look for part 2 to come out. Not part 2, a second. We've got some other things we need to address. But I just wanted to get this out to you. And you know what? With all this being said, I'm so glad that you're here. Please do me a favor, all the YouTubey things. And if you'd like to have a video with me reading your cards like this, just look in the description for the links. I'll be glad to help you out with what it is you need to know. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm about to have another cup of coffee, and maybe I'll order a baker's dozen. Who knows? But you know me, I'll see you soon. And don't forget, we have a live stream tonight. I'll be talking about some things that I saw with John, and that was on the 17th. And that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's America, New York time. And we'll be going until who knows. But I'll see you there. And I'm here, seeing crime. And you know what? I'd rather have the maple glazed instead of the rather... Okay. Bye for now, my darlings. Love you.